Welcome YouTubers to Front Engine Dragster Life at the Shop. Today I'm just doing a little Monte Carlo, well, I'm doing my little Monte Carlo update on this project. Not a whole lot of progress. Like I said, this in my last video of this car, hoping to one day do drag week with this thing. But I got a lot to do. Just trying to get a base coat on it. I'm doing a little bit at a time, because as I said before, I don't have a lot of time to work on this car. So still no floor pans yet, no firewall, but I did manage to figure out what kind of headers I'm going to use on this. Early 70s Camaro headers, clear perfectly for this setup. As you can tell, I put the engine back and down a good ways. And still got a lot of stuff to do. I'll probably change the steering out to a rack and pinion. I'm not 100% sure of that yet, but once I put the balancer on the front, it's real close to the center link for the steering. So I may swap it over to a rack and pinion. And there's my big boy, helper. My helper. It's Mr. McGee. Hey, buddy. Yeah. I see you've been crawling on the car again. And I see you're going to crawl on the car again. Good boy. All right. Great. Just going to make a dash for this car, but first I'm going to do the cage. I'm going to do the cage first, and then I'll make the dash and incorporate it into the firewall, of course. And this red line right here represents where I'm going to trim this metal out, because I'm going to build an aluminum dash to come out to, it's going to be a nice long dash, and it's going to come down and then taper back towards the firewall, of course. So I still got some work to do. I've got to make my control arms yet, because due to the stance of the car, I've got the control arms at a not a very good angle, and yeah, it's funny, the messages start coming in after I start filming a YouTube video. There's not a lot going on here. Just these cars have sections here that mount to the back of the trunk area. Of course, your tail lights go here, and you have these little metal covers. I've got those in paint now. Well, base coat anyway. I just finished doing the base coat on the bumper cover. So as soon as that dries, that'll be ready to go back on the car. And then the centerpiece right here, as you can see, these two studs here and here, there's a big plastic centerpiece that goes in there. So that's cured, that's ready to go on. But I got to put the bumper cover back on first. And the factory, for some reason, you have two brackets, one here and one here, and as you can see, one I bent. It's not supposed to be bent like that, so I've got to take it down to the shop and straighten it out. And of course, the factory used pop rivets on the top of the bumper cover, so got to drill that out the rest of the way. And okay, apparently I'm not going to get much help out of you guys today. Come on, buddy. You're walking on stuff you shouldn't be walking on. Okay. Alright, well, there's Hunter. He's the third pair of hands on this car. Anyway, I've got more tray work. Got some more sanding to do in the tray here. The sealer that the factory used, I'm not going to disturb that too much, but hopefully I'll get some color on that get some primer on it at least today, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Depends on what I've got going. Kind of running late getting to the shop this morning. I know what I got planned for today, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be doing that today. So I had to bring this up to the house to get it out of the way, because it can't sit in the shop from day to day. I need my space and to work in my shop. So, but anyway, just wanted to do a video. I hadn't done one on this car in a while, so some progress, but not a lot. I'm just doing what I can when I can. Most of you understand that. I'm just a one-man shop. I don't have people working for me, so it's kind of hard to, well, you just can't work on your personal stuff all the time, so hardly no time. But anyway, I got a little, you see I have the 275 6015 ET Streets on here on factory. These are factory 8-inch rally wheels. Corvette, Camaro, hell, I don't know. The back spacing is perfect. The offset's perfect. Still have the factory 7.5 rear end in this thing. I'm going to change that. Put something heavier duty in there. I don't know if I'm going to go to a 9-inch right now, but that's kind of on down the road once I get the car back down to the shop for more fab work. But I didn't have to alter the frame rails like I see a lot of videos on YouTube where these guys come in and they cut the factory frame rail out, notch it, put a new piece in. I'm not going for that on this car. The clearances are close, tire-wise, but I still got room to get my fingers in behind the tire and in between the tire and the frame. And of course, the rear end, things, you know, the way the factory does things, they tend to shift the rear end over towards the passenger side to line everything up. So, and due to engine location change, the change in the engine location I'm doing, you know, I'm centered it in the car, in the chassis. I've done that. And you probably can't tell it in film or on camera. But like I said, that's the factory 7.5 rear end. There's a pinion yoke. This car originally had a 53-inch drive shaft, I believe. And with a turbo 350 transmission, I've got the drive shaft length down to 45 inches. So yeah, I've moved the engine and transmission back pretty far. Now I went with a 350 for mock-up right now because that's what the car came with. I don't know what I was thinking. Chances are I'm probably going to put a overdrive in this, maybe even a stick shift. Just depends on what I find when I get close. If I do a 350 or 400 transmission, I'll do my own. I'll build my own. If I go to a manual, I'll rebuild it too if it needs it. But anyways, there you have it. Not a lot of progress, but some progress. And alright, so well guys, I got to get out of here. I got to get to work. So hope you enjoy this video. If you're following this project, I know I've only made one other video on it, so it's kind of hard to get followers if you don't have a lot of videos up or make a lot of progress. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell beside the subscribe, and for future videos. And give it a thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't like it. Leave a comment. Alright, thanks guys. Subscribe. I gotta go.